So there's one right there, and we can if we need more, I got them to go grab them.
Okay. There's the one up here. One over here. Unless you want to sit there, I'm not trying to.
Oh, no.
I just want to sit inside. I'm sorry. I know. Social norms.
Oh, we had enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I snuck back.
It's always a troublemaker in there.
Fourth grade.
That was worth the time.
Okay, so clickers was one of the things I thought was the coolest thing that I learned about it at the conference. I'll be honest, not because I thought I would use it for my class, but I thought it was a really cool tool for elementary school and possibly through middle school as well. So with that, I highly recommend that elementary and middle school teachers come to the conference next year. I haven't had any elementary school teacher ever come except for Teresa Johnson.
Amy and I thought about it this year.
That doesn't
I went one of the first
And
years.
then we're like,
That's
oh,
true.
we got park. We got park.
I went once.
So
Because you and Boston told luggage out of my truck. And I forgot the
Considering
water.
it.
did we ever remember that?
Yes.
Is it? Oh, what is sway this? Oh,
They can present together.
This one isn't working. Let me grab a different cable. There's so much elementary school content. I never get an elementary school teacher to go, except for seldomly.
No pressure.
Well, it's not.
There
we go.
He said no elementary teachers.
So I shouldn't say I forgot Brad went that one year.
Are you recording, Paul?
So clickers.
Are you recording?
I'm recording. I already
I
started
went because
recording.
I rode with
Before
Mike.
I made my rant about elementary school teachers.
I said I want you to forget.
Okay, so Clickers is a great thing. I already demoed it. It requires nothing for you other than a smartphone, and I know it's for iOS and Android. I have no idea if you have a Windows phone, if there's a Windows in it. Okay? The app almost requires nothing to do on it on the phone other than logging in, and then everything's pretty darn easy. Most of it's done on the website, and we'll all get set up with the Clickers site today and get it started. Okay, so we're going to go over the account setup, class setup, how to add questions, and how to run the class. And after we do it, it's pretty darn easy. The thing that's going to take you the most amount of time the first time is making the cards, which aren't really hard, but you're going to want to probably set them up nice if you're going to use them all the time for your class. So we'll go to the Plickr site first, and we'll all set up accounts at the same time, which is why hopefully everybody's got a laptop that they can use. It's just plickers.com. So it doesn't matter, Firefox or Chrome is fine.
Internet Explorer.
I had an Internet Explorer.
We don't want to make you mad.
Last class. So if you go to Plickers, you just click sign in right there. And I'm sorry, that's because I was already on. So it's right here. Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to want to sign up. You're right. You're going to want to sign up,
Yeah.
not sign in.
Gotta make up a sweet thing.
Okay. I would recommend using your Trail email and your regular password that you're using for that, so that you don't have to remember something else. I use my Trail email for everything, and I have a password that I use for all my online junk stuff, which is different than my email, so that if somebody hacks their site, they can't get in my email and get everything else done. So you're going to click that and just sign up. Everybody would do that. First, just come in late.
Cool, what'd you eat for lunch?
No. We can wait. We can wait. I'm sure that one's not on yet either.
Mine's not there yet.
I'm not gonna wait on people eating though.
I'm better than
I've already made my classes, yeah.
When you sign in, you'll come to this page right here. Okay. And I'll wait for everybody to get here, but you can see the act of adding a class is as simple as clicking on Add New Class. And you would want a class if you're an elementary school teacher. You would want to you don't want to have elementary English. You need to have one for each set of kids because you're going to assign kids to cards. Okay. The cards are really easy to print out. Does that mean buzzing? Sure, it's moving. You're going to print out the cards, And most likely you're going to have one set of cards. The cards come in sets of 40, and you're going to have 1 through 20 something in your class, and the same cards are going to be used every single period. You're just going to have different kids assigned to them each class. So you can leave them right at that desk all day long, and those 4 kids use it, you know, and those 4 kids use that card, and those 4 kids use that card for the whole day. So are we all in yet? Yeah, so we just click add new class, and you just say what's the name of your class. So I'm going to say tech, and you can say how old they are, and you can say what subject they do right there, and you can give them a color so that your different classes show up as different colors whenever you're inside Flickr. And then you hit save, and that's all there is to creating a class. The next part of creating a class is assigning cards to your kids. Now, we're not going to really assign the cards to the kids, but basically what we're doing is you've got up to 40 cards that you can assign. And when we print out the cards, it says number 1, number 2, number 3, and you're going to assign kids to a card. Because what you're going to have when you print them out, you're going to have a card like the ones you may have seen being held up at the beginning. One side's going to have like a really blown up QR code looking thing on it, okay? And the other side has nothing on it. And the other side, this side says A, B, C, D, and you're going to want to write on the other side A, B, C, D, so when the kid's holding up this blank piece of paper, I'm stealing this paper from you, and they're holding up this piece of paper that they can't see the black side, they know that A's that way, or B's that way, or C's that way. There you go, there's your card. So I would say, see how it says B right there? You'd want to write B there. And that says C, so you'd want to write C there, so when the kids are holding it, they know which answer they're giving from the other side. And obviously you'd write it so it's right side up, so it makes sense. Okay. So all it prints out really nice on cardstock, really bad on paper. Okay. Because if you do it on cardstock that you can write on the back and it doesn't bleed through, probably would laminate really well. There's no flash involved, so I don't see why lamination would be a problem. I haven't tried it with laminated, so I don't see why you wouldn't want to laminate, because I was thinking if you did cardstock and laminate it, you could even put Velcro on the side and stick it on the side of the desk where they just pull them off and when you're going to use them.
Now, can we use them year to year? Can we
Yeah,
reassign the cards?
Yep. All you have to do is, every time you want to use the card again, you just make a new class and assign who's got what number. So I go through here, and I'm going to say Brad Hampton, and I hit enter. So now Brad's got card number 1. And then I click Jim Jones, and now Jim's got card number 2.
Can I
That's all
add?
you have to do. You have to go through and just add your kids to your class, and then you tell them, Brad, you got to have number 1, and Jim, you got to have number 2. That's a one-time deal.
So you gotta number the cards too.
The cards already have numbers on them. They already have numbers on them. So when they print off, they already have numbers right up there. Yeah. On
Can
the
I
card.
add students later, like
You
after
can
we
add students
started
anytime you
it?
want to, yes.
Okay.
You can already have
you
them
can-
in here,
and then add
as
more.
kids get added to
Okay.
your class, you just click add and it'll add them, that other person to your class. That has nothing to do with seating arrangement.
Like if we have one class and then our next class have, like if we put in there,
Oh yeah, you're
roster.
right. I would say you may want to put the cards down, and then say, okay, she's got 1, and so do one class at a time. Because you're right, because you would need to know where they
Switch
sit.
seats like every.
Right.
I mean, like my kids, when I bring them in the first year, they number it anyways, so they always write their name and their number, and it's alphabetical. So, I
But
mean,
you
this
can
is
say
this
kid
is
number 1 in this class.
I get, well,
I
I guess
know, but
that's
that's
saying
saying
you couldn't leave them at the
that's
tables
what
then.
do
Maybe
they-
the answer is you have them in a box up here in the front, and you say everybody get your cards and get in your class.
Yeah.
Maybe that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe they do have to go and grab
Back
their
in
own
order.
order.
Because if we do that, we have a.
I wouldn't think about that, just which
We do
classes.
that anyway.
Yeah.
They know that.
And it's not like they rotate together.
I'm just thinking like,
The basket.
Okay, so that's a good point. You have a basket or something, and you say at the beginning of the class, you go get your number, and when you walk out the door, you put your
Really,
card
the
in.
size of those things, I mean, you get one of them card boxes. Like
Yeah, they're not very big. I mean, they're not
a
very
index
big.
card box.
Okay, so that's all it is setting up a class. That's it. You have to go and assign each kid to one of the numbered cards. Okay, to print out the cards, all you have to do is come over here to cards. And you have a couple options on how you print out the cards, okay? By default, I want you to do standard 40 cards with 2 per sheet, okay? You can do them a slightly larger font. These are expanded just for auditoriums. No one's going to have 63 kids in their room, right? So the large font is the same size card. It's just the numbers written around it are a little bigger, okay? I would probably use those. The cards are the same size, so why not have the numbers written a little bigger? The reason I was doing some reading that they like the numbers small is so that you can't see what the kid next to you answered. Like if I'm in the front of the room, I can't just turn around because there's no way looking at those cards you can tell what is what. But if the A is written real big at the top, then okay, maybe they can kind of, because you're going to write on the back anyway. What numbers what. Yeah, so I mean that's the only difference between the standard and the large font. And then the extra large cards are the ones I printed out for the auditorium that are 1 page per sheet. So all you have to do is click on there, and it opens up a PDF file, and that's what it looks like. It has the B, C, D thing around there. And if you don't notice, it kind of
Large font.
and then let's see what the large font one looks like.
Oh, he says large cards, but large font.
So I don't know. Is there that much? I guess there's a little bit of a difference. That's not that much of a difference.
Numbers are bigger than cards.
The numbers are the same size, letters.
Yeah, the letters are a little bigger. I guess the object is so kids can't.
Yeah, and then you go back.
Because you can't use it as a quiz when you set it up.
Number 1 is,
Okay.
number 1 is whoever.
The regular
heard
ones?
it.
Just regular.
Yep.
So the next thing you want to do is when I've got classes and I've got my class set up, then I want to set up and I go to library and then I can add questions, okay? Where's my, why am I getting these here? Oh, right, okay, so I just click there and type the question. Okay, so I'm in library and I just type the question, and if there's a right answer, you click that's the correct answer. Okay? Because you can use it as a quiz. It'll give you a grade at the end for each one of the kids if you want to. So you can see down here, if I want to make it, you can do multiple choice or true false. Okay? If I do true false, then obviously there's only A and B that shows up when it's on the screen. Okay? The nice thing about this one over other ones is the fact that I control what question comes up with my thumb. So it's like if you did a clicker one, you have to go and make all the questions ahead of time. You have to put them in the order that you wanted to put them in or embed them in your PowerPoint, and then they come up when you get to that point. Whereas with this, if I have one up, and I'm going to go ahead and go to Live View and pick a class, okay? Right now, whatever I do on my phone is what will come up on there. So the Clicker app, it has a little check mark thing, so I can pick the Clicker app on there. I can pick whatever class I want to, and then I can pick, so I've got my classes, and if I want to switch a question, I just click on there and automatically switches the question that's online. I can have it show as people answer, or just a graph, and when I did it down in the auditorium, I did a graph so you can see, but when it's on here, if you see the app on my phone, it shows the 20 cards that I said are included in this class, and as people answer, it just darkens in, so that I know those people answered. So if I know who number 20 is, and I know I didn't get it, I can just go back over there. Or I can say, who's number 20? Because I don't have that one. And then somebody raises their hand, I just wave it over there. It's not like you have to stick right on there. When I did it this morning, it was just one of those, and that was it. And they show you in the class, in the front of the class, the teacher just going like this, over the, and it won't take it twice. So if I go, when I'm on this question, there's just a little camera button, and then it comes up like that, and you can see the answers up here. So as I, pull the pictures up for me. So as I wave it over there, it just picks it up. Did you see, did it come up? I showed it green, but there we go. And then, sorry, my phone keeps going to sleep. And then it shows that it was answered. It shows what answer they gave up here on my phone. And all I have to do is put it in here as I'm waving it around. And when I'm done, I can hit the checkbox down here and it goes back. It's my little chart showing, and I can see what everybody answered. Either on my phone or obviously up here. I don't have it down far enough to see it. There we go.
So they can't change their answer.
They can change their answer. If she changed her answer and I'm going to put it back up, don't put up C or something. We'll see if it comes up. You had B before, so just to see if, okay? And it just changed her answer to C. Okay? So they can change their answers. Okay, so as I go through here, I can go like this. And then somebody could raise their hand and say, I want to change my answer, and you might say, you saw her, or whatever. Or you might say, okay, and you just bring it back. Okay, my phone sets the time out way too short. But there, I mean, there's almost nothing on the phone. I go back to my list of questions, and then I can just pick another question that I want to ask, and I'll go and pop the new question up on the screen. So you can have any number of pre-done questions that you don't even have to plan on doing today in the class, and they're all just listed. I only have 5. So they're all listed on there. I just go bunk, and the new question pops up. And it could be, how do you feel about this? And now I got new answers, and I scan everybody again, and now I get a different feedback from my kids or something.
Now, when you set up that question, you just didn't click whether it had a correct answer.
Right. So there is no correct answer. You know, I know. I actually had no idea what the answer was going to come up with. I didn't know if it was going to be way over here or way over here. I had no idea. I just kind of wanted to know. Obviously, we have 9 feedback, so not really a valid survey or anything. But it's really, I mean, other than initially just typing in, I got to go to my class like I did with the in-service, and I got to go. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to go to my library is where I go to put in the questions. And when I put them in here and save, like, then I can assign it to a class. Let me do this one. So when you go and put it in, I initially assigned it to the in-service, but I can go click add to plan and also add that to the demo class. And now it's in the demo class too. So all you have to do is put the question in once, and you can say it goes for this class, that's it, and check which class you're going to do that question. So it's not like if you have 4 sections, you need to type in the question 4 times. You can just assign it to there, and if you want to untake it out of there, you can take it out of there too. No, I don't know how I did that. I did untake it out of one of those before. Maybe I can't once it's answered.
Now, can you take those questions and like group those questions into a folder, or all your questions you ever do all in one?
Well, you can archive the questions.
But
so
it's
that-
not like a quiz, it's just a bank of questions.
Yes.
Okay.
The folders are classes.
But I can go to, I think I can go and look at it just for, so if I just want to look at this class, oh, wait, I should do that one. There we go. If I just want to look at that class, I can. And then there was another, did I do that? I did. You know, I obviously haven't used it a lot. I just learned about it last week, so I thought there was a way to do that too. You could.
The copy and paste option allows you to even out of Excel for your class.
Oh, you could paste just the class list in there, threw them all right in there. Well, that's great. So, Janet just did that on our class. You just pasted pasted the whole list right there, or in there.
Click there, and it'll give you a box.
Oh, and then you just pasted the whole list right out of there. Okay, awesome. I wonder if there's another, and then I think this just prints your class list when you've got it. And that's all it does, yeah. So you can print out a list of who's got what card in there. It's pretty easy, but I think it's a pretty cool way to get feedback and stuff in your classes. I thought there was maybe I'm confusing it with the Ed puzzle, the report thing. I thought I was able to export it, or maybe that was just the other one. Cards, student cards, lessons, students, questions on those. Any archive questions, recommend questions, any questions. I didn't even notice that it colors it if it's right or wrong. Because I didn't have any right answers, so I didn't know that it colored it. So you immediately know it shows what person's name on the mobile app, and then it shows who got it right and who got it wrong. So you know that so it's supposed to be Darlene, Felicia, Lucy, and Ingrid all got it wrong. All girls. I'm just kidding, it's Darius.
What do you say?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, so cool.
wait, there we go. Spreadsheet export. Okay, there is. Save all the results to a spreadsheet. Oh, it's not a feature. It's a requested feature. I thought that was. Oh, okay, so it says that they're going to do individual reports and spreadsheet export in the future, but they haven't written it yet. So it says it's coming in the future. The other thing I wanted to go over, because we're done already, because that's really everything that Flickrs is. I mean, it's pretty darn easy. I wanted to go over Kahoots too, because some of the teachers asked this morning about that. Kahoots is pretty cool. You have to have an internet device though, whether it's computer, laptop, iPad, iPhone, iTouch, which is great for you. Any kind of internet-ready device. So if you're in the high school, Kahoots is great. If you're in the middle school, you do have a lab and 5 carts, and if you're in the elementary school, you have a lab and 1 cart. Although we're going to try to get another cart over there here this year if we can. So just they weren't used that much before, so we didn't put that many. But now that we're going to redo the Wi-Fi, and we have online testing and everything, we're going to get the cart there for the elementary school. So Kahoots.
Kahoots.it.
Yes. Don't just put in Kahoots.com. That's something else. And I accidentally did that earlier today, and let's see. That's a different site. It's not that. So Kahoot.it. And this is about as easy.
Whitehouse.com.
Yeah, there's another one.
Whitehouse.com.
Oh, yeah.
Swing it around, you know, like
Whitehouse.
.org, babe, .org.
That, it hasn't been exported one day. I was actually on the school computer.
Okay, so it's actually getkahoot.com, GETKAHOOT.com. Okay, if you don't have an account, you can click Get My Free Account, and all you have to do is put in the information that you're a teacher, put in your school, and you fill in the information, and you get a free account. I've already got one, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. So if you want to try Kahoots, you might want to make an account right now while we're sitting here, and I'll show you how easy it is to use this one.
T-shirts, right?
Now this one you don't have control of the order from your phone or anything like that. It's one that you pre-set up, and then you just start like you saw this morning. It automatically goes on to the next question once everybody's answered. But I think it's kind of a fun activity for kids, and it's a different way to do a quiz and give points for not only being right, but being, I guess, quick and answering questions well. So this is Kahoots. I only have one Kahoot, but there's, let's see, 1,415,000 public Kahoots that you could use if you wanted to, because you could search other people's Kahoots and use theirs. So there's a large number of Kahoots that you could search from if you wanted to. Is everybody in that wants to be in? Okay, so I've got my Kahoots right here. And I could play the one we did before, or we could just make a new one. So the act of making a new one is pretty easy. We just click New K over here to create a new Kahoots. It's that button right here, okay? And then down here, what kind of Kahoot are you going to make? Is it going to be a quiz or a survey? I'm going to go ahead and click Quiz. You give it a name. And you click Go. And then you just start adding your questions that you want to from your quiz. So, question right here. By the way, you can add images or graphics or videos to it as well. So, of the website to get into Kahoots. Okay, and then you put down at the bottom what the answers are, and if there's a correct answer, one of them has to be checked as correct. So, yeah. .com, and then you'd add some wrong answers in here. And when you're done typing your stuff in, you just hit save someplace. Where's my save button?
Bottom right.
I don't see it. Oh wait, there we go. Save and continue. And I don't care about that. Audience. Oh, that's cool. And I can put a description there if I wanted to. And I'm gonna hit save. And now I've got my Kahoots done. And if I want to add more questions, I can go back. I'm gonna hit done. I can go back and edit it if I want to add more questions in here if I want to. Just by hitting add a question down here, I can add as many more questions as I want to in there. And when I'm done, I hit save and continue again. And then I can use the Kahoots. And use the Kahoots, you just hit play now, and it automatically comes up with that screen you saw that, oh, first you have to say, do you want music to play in the lobby? Do you want the game pin to be showed up top? Do you want to show the lobby instructions? Do you want to randomize the order of the questions? I said no on that, but yes on the answers. And then you just hit launch, and then it just comes up and says what your game pin is. It's going to start here in a second. It gives you a game pin that everybody then would put in. It won't let you join until there's any players, so I can't, this start does nothing until there's somebody in there. So they just go to Kahoot.it and put in that pin, and that's it. It's pretty easy to set up a Kahoot. I think it's a fun activity.
So
And
they
it
can
gives you a grade at the end.
They can use their laptops?
Yeah, you can use I mean, you guys can join right now. You can use any internet device. You just go to Kahooot.it. You don't have to play the lobby music if you don't want to. So, and you saw this morning when we did it, as they log in and start showing all their names on there, that they've added and joined into the Kahoot. Are you trying it on the laptop?
I'm trying to figure out how to get to your public mode.
And as soon as everybody answered, it automatically goes and says we're done, which I actually didn't know because I didn't try it with a bunch of people.
What?
So if we wanted to just play with
Bring
these
it.
logs, I can hit start, and then it starts doing the questions, and it randomizes the order. It doesn't put the answers on your device. It just puts the you saw it this morning if you did it. Just puts the color codes on there, so you have to pick one of those things on there. to
JD's
answer
gonna
your
make me
question.
stupid.
So the answer was get to Kahoots, and everybody got it right. Yeah, so look.
Good
Oh,
job.
but Justin did it faster than whoever's I
That's right.
So.
It's actually not me.
And that's it. And then you get to your how many correct, and you can go to your feedback. And you saw that we looked at the final results earlier today and stuff. It's a pretty easy thing to set up. But I thought it was pretty neat. A lot of the classes used it at the end. They used it to give away prizes and stuff. And who won the one prize? Who won Flash Drive?
I want one of them.
Who won the other one?
I won one of them.
Did you not want it?
Oh, I just haven't come up.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully it's bigger,
That's
hopefully
it.
it's
That's all I
bigger than
got on those two.
mine.
So you guys can play with them if you want to. Set up your classes if you want to. You can import your class list if you wanted to do that. If you don't know that you can get your class list right off of Moodle if you want to. If you're in your class and you don't want to type it up, you can just go to Gradebook and do a where's the export button? Go to export. And you can just say you want to export it as an Excel spreadsheet and pick nothing. I can go down to the bottom and select none and do it. So I'm just going to get a list of my kids' names. I download that and open it with Excel, and now I've got a class list of those kids right there, and I can just grab that and drop that right in. So quick and easy way to get a class list of your class. And if you didn't have your email addresses, you get their email addresses and stuff that way too. Any elementary school teachers teaching low-level K through 4 in here? if you guys, yeah, I should know the answer.
Well,
If
you said
guys
low
want-
level.
You guys, well, elementary school teachers, you guys want the kids to have email addresses? Cause I mean, I can do that, but no one's ever asked for it before,
I
so
think
I
it'd be
didn't
nice
ever
for
activate it.
Google Docs so they could save it and use it at home.
Okay.
If that's
So
our
that,
ultimate goal.
and just so you know, we can enable Google Docs without enabling email. I can pick exactly what parts of Google Docs and the Google applications for them to have. So I could activate their accounts, but not give them email access, only give them Google Docs access.
That sounds good. Well,
She's our
do
tech
they
person.
need-
Okay.
Do they need, I'm not their tech person.
Yes, you
so- Do they need, like the email address when we talked about earlier?
All the email addresses are just like this. Their graduation year, first initial, last name, at nationaltrail.us. And in the K through 4, their password is their PIN, their 6-digit code. That-
Yeah.
Lunch.
Oh,
We
yeah,
were
lunch number.
talking about Ed Puzzle and how they can like log on or make their own account
Okay.
for using their Gmail. Do they need to be able to go into email and confirm it or not?
No, there's no confirmation email that comes from you. What I don't know is if it's turned off,
They
if
can
they'll
do
be able to,
Google
because they're
Plus.
really doing it through Google Plus, and I don't know if it would let them. Or if they'd have to go in there. I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, I could activate 4th grade and not activate any of the other grades too. You guys are 4th grade, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, if you wanted me to, we could try it. I think they're already there, but I can't remember if I did 4th grade this year or not. Because I've done it in the past and no one ever used it, ever, so.
Is it fair if we tell them that like you and us, we can all get on their stuff and see whatever they're sending, so don't send anything you don't want to.
Well, and we can also, I can also lock it so they can't send to anyone outside of National Trail.
Okay.
So the only people they can send or receive from is a National Trail account,
Okay.
which at least keeps them from, sending to anybody else. We have the ability to do that on the emails as well.
I like that.
And you can, you guys know all the passwords, so, I mean, they're all on the password list. Teachers can log on and look at it, and I'll be honest, they all go through a filter too, so we could pull it up anytime we want to. So,
Okay. I like it. Yes. We want it.
okay, so I'll set it up for the 4th grade.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh, you know what, I do have a problem though, because Google made it so it has to be 8 characters. So the password's gonna have to be NT and their number.
Okay.
For me to do that. So it'll make it lowercase, just lowercase NT. Because it does require 8 digits. We changed that last year, before last year. Which is why I changed our student passwords. They were not checked.
And it's graduation year, first initial, last name.
Last name. The only time it's not that is if there are 2 people with the same first initial last name, and then one of them gets their middle initial thrown in. Right, right.
What do you use with it? Quizzing? Kahoots makes sense for high school.
Yeah, it does make sense. So I mean, I'm not gonna use clickers, because I mean, it doesn't make sense for me
I'm
to
not
use.
going to.
But it makes, clickers make sense if you don't have devices, it's an awesome thing to have. And especially in a room where, that you could do that anytime, they don't, especially in a classroom where they don't move around a lot. If they're, if they have the same desk for,
Especially like my kids, I have the same kids all day, they can take a piece of Velcro and Velcro it to the underside of their desk, because if it goes in their desk or outside of the desk, it's gone. But Velcro it
Yeah,
to the other side of the desk where they can just peel it off. Instead of right now, we have to share the beyond question clickers, and then you gotta hand them out, and collect them,
and that's
and
where I think it makes more sense,
Yeah.
because those clickers make sense if they're always in your room, and you're using them in your room all the time. But who's gonna build, it's kinda like when we had 5 smart boards in the district. Who's gonna build a lesson for a smart board that I might be able to roll into my room? They're not,
That's why I have.
right? So, I mean, that's the thing. So, to me, the clickers need to stay in somebody's room, and those need to be theirs, or they end up not being used at all.
well, we use them, I mean, we use them at least once or twice a week, but we have a couple that just,
Yeah.
I mean, we've stolen 2 of them out of the 5, the other 3 are in other classrooms, but in the 1st grade, we rotate them. So we gotta plan our lessons of the day.
Yeah,
and
and where am I gonna have to?
Well, there's more
Whereas this, you can always have a piece of
Touch
paper.
from okay.
So,
Beyond question box? Oh, I was gonna say, so there's only 5 beyond question box in this.
so they've been different ones.
I don't know how it is.
So, and I actually still have yours in my closet.
Right.
Yeah. So, I need to give somebody in the middle school that can use it, so. So if Janet Ott wants them, she could walk out with the set of clippers today.
No, that's what I'm saying, I got one that when I moved in, I
Oh,
got one that I've
there's-
never seen anybody assigned to use in my.
Right, so, I mean, that's what,
Good
yeah.
home.
You say you want to find me?
No, yeah,
Yours
let's
is-
find one.
Not yours.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, but see, I
I'm reading.